I think we're supposed to start YouTube videos with, "What's up, guys?" So that's what I'm doing. What's up, guys? My name is Ryan. I'm with cloudelephants.com. We are a fractional CTO, AI, automation, and digital services company that happens to also sell a CRM, and we would love to help you out. So let's go ahead today and talk about what SEO means in the age of AI, which is actually a pretty complicated topic because it's a moving target. What if getting your website cited by Google's AI becomes more valuable than a number one ranking? Number one, like, what's that guy's name? Another one. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, DJ Khaled. Another one. If I had an editor, they'd put that in. Another one. What if getting your website cited by Google's AI becomes more valuable than a number one ranking? I actually think that we're getting close to that, in particular after more recent updates from Google's I/O last week. Imagine Google's AI overview at the top of the search results, you know, that little thing that tells you the story, the summary that answers your question. ChatGPT does it. Any AI that has search capabilities does a summary. Perplexity does a great job. You click links from that sometimes. It depends on what you're trying to do. So being accessible to AI so that an AI can fill out your form, that's another thing that's really important in all of this too. How do we make our websites and our web presence accessible to the robots? That's the new SEO goldmine. And today we're going to dig in a little bit. In this episode of AI SEO Weekly, we'll break down how to get your content featured in Google's AI generated answers. It's like getting a personal recommendation from Google's own AI assistant. And honestly, the principles will be similar for any AI that's searching the web, most of which are going to be using SERP results. Sounds good, right? Sounds good, right? Sounds good, right? Let's make it happen then. Google's AI overviews are those AI-generated snapshot answers at the top of many search results. They pull information from various websites to answer the user's question, in a quick narrative form, complete with source citations. Think of it as Google summarizing the web on the fly. At Google I/O, the one I just talked about, we learned just how widespread this feature has become. They announced another one. Google announced AI overviews are almost available worldwide and in 40 languages, reaching 1.5 billion with the B users. In fact, by March 2025, roughly 13% of all search queries were triggering an AI overview, double the rate from just a few months earlier. This is no longer an experiment. Red alarm bell. It's the new normal. So how do you ensure your website is one of the trusted sources that AI uses? When Google's AI provides an answer, it often cites a few websites as its sources. Those citations are prime real estate because they're happening above the fold, above the ad links. Your brand right under the answer. And they're talking about how to make that ad space, just so we know. So if we want to be cited and competitive with folks who will be paying for those locations. Users may not click immediately. We'll talk about that zero-click trend later in an episode because that's its own problem when people search, get their answer, and no longer need to go to your website. In fact, that's already showing up in the data. You need more and more pages on your website to be able to get the same amount of traffic. But being cited keeps your name in the game. It's like being quoted as an expert in a news article. And if users do want to, quote, learn more, guess which sites they're likely to visit? The ones listed as sources. In other words, winning a citation in an AI overview is the new way to win visibility. Even Google itself hints that getting summarized or cited by the AI is a big win for your content. So let's turn our focus to making your content citation worthy. Here's a surprising fact that I did not make up. 82% of AI overview citations come from deep pages on websites, not the homepage. Say it again. 82% of AI overview citations come from deep pages on websites, not the homepage or effectively splash pages. Home pages account for barely 0.5% of citations. And that sort of makes sense because the home pages are often directory pages that don't have a ton of content, but compelling imagery, videos, other items that are useful to humans visiting the site. Google's AI is diving past your front page and pulling answers from the depths of your site. Blog posts, help center articles, product FAQ pages, you name it. In the old SEO world, we obsessed over homepage authority and new top-level pages. Now the AI cares more about very specific, context-rich content that directly answers niche queries. It's as if the AI is saying, "Don't tell me who you are on your homepage. Show me what you know deep in your site." I don't know why it took on that ambiguous accent, but I'm trying to be entertaining. So every page on your site can be a star. I guess that's my star voice, if it has the information users need. And that's kind of always been the long tail strategy. Hooray, long tail. So we're going to talk a little bit about what strategies now are relevant to being cited, okay? Strategy 1, create content for long tail and specific queries. Now, if you are a small business who's fighting a giant, you're probably already doing this and pretty well positioned. Google's AI doesn't just regurgitate the obvious info. It wants to provide an accurate and interesting answer. It synthesizes details from across the web. That means highly specific, in-depth content is more likely to get picked up. Aim to answer the kinds of detailed questions your customers actually ask. For example, instead of a generic coffee brewing guide, try a granular article like "How to brew French press for cold brew fans. 5 tips, listicles." Why not maybe "How to brew French press in the style of the Amish," without the listicle part. But humans like to read that stuff too. If someone asks the AI a very specific question, not looking for 5 tips, but if someone asks the AI a very specific question about French press and cold brew, your page could be the gem it finds. So content is king, and unfortunately that means volume too. Think of the AI like a researcher digging through library bookshelves. The more specific and informative your book/webpage is on the topic, the more likely it gets cited. In fact, Google's own analysis shows AI search reaches deep into niche sources with clear, specific answers. So embrace the power of long-tail keywords and detailed topics that address real problems or questions. One way I'm handling this for my clients is ensuring that their web presence, their website, is capable of hosting hundreds of articles and building a robust SEO strategy around the long tail keywords that are likely questions to be asked by customers. Hit me up at cloudelephants.com if you want to learn more about how I can do this for your business, leveraging AI and automation. Each page is a potential citation source. Again, each of those pages is a potential citation source. So remember, long tail content, lots of very specific content on very specific topics. The next strategy, structure your content for AI, bracket, and humans. I know, not me, a lot of people were structuring, because Google says that you should be structuring content for the reader. And we all know that nobody reads a JSON document at the top of your web page. So we have been all writing for the machines for some time anyway. But now we're writing for AI, which is a slightly different paradigm. I would like to use a metaphor that's probably going to come up a lot here, but Google helps you find needles in haystacks. LLMs help you generate haystacks from needles. That might be a bad metaphor because it sort of implies two different things. So stay with me. The idea is that LLMs allow us to capture the entire corpus of the internet into something that can generate information from limited amounts of input. So your query results in large volumes of data instead of your query being leveraged to discover related items within the haystack. So if that metaphor didn't work, I'm sorry, write a nasty comment below. Mention my fake chain so I know it's a nasty comment and I can then skip it because I don't want to be shot. An AI overview is generated by reading and synthesizing web content. So make your content easy to read for an AI. I don't know what that means because they're like PhD. They're listening. This means using clear headings, bullet points, tables, and schema markup where appropriate. Basically, follow the pattern of the answers you get from ChatGPT. A well-structured page helps Google's AI quickly identify the key information. For instance, if you have a Q&A format or a FAQ section, the AI can easily grab the question and answer pair, just like a human. So structure your information so that it can be easily understood by a machine because machines have understanding. Are you ready for this? Use headings that literally ask the question, how do I X? Don't use X, but how do I query? How do I keyword? And then answer it right below, just like you would if you were trying to help a human. Again, are you ready for this? I'm not ready for this. This isn't just good for AI, it grabs human attention too. Also consider adding schema, structured data. Like I said, we've been doing some of this, at least the nerds SEO, the SEO nerds have, like FAQ schema, how-to schema, etc., which flags to Google the exact pieces of information on your page. The easier you make it for the AI to find the answer snippet, the higher the chance you'll be the one it highlights. Think of it as putting up neon signs in your content saying, bzz, bzz, hey Google, bzz, bzz, here's the answer for X. Bzz, bzz, bzz. The bzz was the neon. Are you entertained? Oh, you're not entertained. Are you like Maximus? Don't I? Strategy 3. Boost your credibility. EEAT. I don't actually know what that means. Google's AI is picky about trusting information. It doesn't want to cite incorrect or low quality info. That would make the AI and Google look bad. So it leans towards sources that demonstrate EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Let's go through that one more time. EEAT, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, I messed up, and trustworthiness, EEAT. How do you showcase that? By backing up your content with facts, citing your sources, and highlighting your credentials. If you present data or a claim, mention the source, or have a reference in your article. They just want you to build the network for them. That's it. Help Google out. Scratch their back, they'll scratch yours. Give them links to sources that are useful. They will treat you as a useful source. An AI scanning your page will see that you've done your homework, making it more likely to treat your content as reliable. One secret to doing this is use Perplexity to get the search results, and then feed that into an LLM that will cite those sources. So there's lots of ways to get good links that will hopefully result in you also being, well, having your back scratched too. Google's own VP has noted that the AI will double check on certain answers with additional searches. So content that shows evidence of accuracy, like statistics, references, quotes from experts, can win the AI's confidence. These are PhD level intelligence, and they are going to be expert in finding credible information. Again, all backed by their existing search tools. What they're telling you is, cite your sources. Google's own VP has noted that the AI will double check uncertain answers with additional searches. You've all seen it run multiple queries, right? So content that shows evidence of accuracy, like statistics, references, quotes from experts, can win the AI's confidence. Also, don't neglect things like author bios. About the author, Jane has 20 years in the industry. Jane's English. Maybe that's English, it doesn't matter, but I was taking on a voice. Again, I'm trying to be entertaining, and I'm talking about nerd stuff. And getting quality backlinks from other respected sites. Again, do your work. These are classic SEO for building authority, and they still count. In fact, Google's AI favors sources it trusts heavily. Strong EEAT, what does that mean again? Can be the difference between your content being the one summarized versus being invisible. So basically, you're gonna have to create more good content for Google so that they continue to trust you, and you're gonna have to do the old stuff too. It's like normal jobs for millennials where you get a promotion and no raise. That's what's happening here. Metaphor alert, if the AI is writing a research paper, it will prefer to cite professors and published studies, quote, trusted sites, over random opinions. And who doesn't trust every random opinion on the internet? Be the professor, not the random opinion, not some dude in a red tracksuit with a mustache, fake chain, and dope sunglasses. Don't do that. That's my thing. Show off your expertise and credibility on your pages. Strategy 4. Fresh, up-to-date content. So fresh. Ain't nobody dope as me. Fresh, up-to-date content. The AI also tends to fetch information that is current, like this fresh fit that I got on. If you have an article on a tech topic from 2018 and a competitor updated a similar article in 2025, guess which one the AI might consider more relevant? Again, this is just like people. Updating your content regularly with latest insights and noting the last updated date can signal that your page is fresh. That's fresh. Content's fresh. During Google I/O 2025, it was evident that Google is pushing for AI answers that are not just comprehensive, but timely, even planning data visualizations for things like sports scores and stock data in AI results. While your site might not provide live sports scores, the principle is to keep content updated where appropriate. So deep, fresh, authoritative. Timeliness is part of trust. An AI overview answering a user's question today should have today's information, if possible. So review your high-value pages periodically and refresh them. It's an easy win to stay citation worthy. So one way I might do this is create an N8N or AI agent that reviews every single blog article that I have, and then search on some tool like Perplexity, automatically then rewrites the article and recites information that is highly relevant. You could do that basically as frequently as you're willing to pay an AI to rewrite all your content. And fortunately, the price of AI is decreasing rapidly, and the relative value of staying fresh and current is high, depending again on your business and strategy. If you're just trying to get online, you're gonna have to do it the first time, and might as well build a system that can do it over and over if you're going to do it once. CloudElephants.com, we can help you out. You might be thinking, doesn't Google's AI only cite big famous websites? That was my impression of you. Actually, no, that's a myth we need to bust. It's not just Wikipedia and mega sites in the citations, because the AI is doing, quote, deep search. That's what she said. Even smaller niche sites can shine if they have the best answer. It's like a treasure hunt. Or a needle in a haystack. Why isn't that a good metaphor? It's like a treasure hunt. Google's AI will dig for the treasure content wherever it lives, wherever X marks the spot. A recent Bright Edge report shows that many AI overview citations come from niche pages and long-tail content rather than just the top 10 Google results. So again, not just the big boys. In fact, some sources cited by AI overviews weren't ranking on page 1 at all in the traditional sense. The AI found good info buried deep in the SERPs, there it is, and surfaced it a 400% increase in citations from lower ranked results, according to some analyses. So again, that's the benefit of long tail deep content. Your website's gonna need thousands of pages. So yes, even if your site isn't the top result, you can get quoted if your content nails the query. This levels the playing field for solo entrepreneurs and small businesses. A level playing field? Is that like home field advantage, but where you're deliberately cheating by not making the field level? And oftentimes, if the field isn't level, doesn't that hurt the home team too? I don't understand level playing field. Shouldn't all playing fields be level? Asking for a friend. Maybe you can tell me in the comments why that's a bad thing or dumb thing. But again, if you're a solopreneur and a small business, you can outrank the big guys by having hyper-specific, rich content on your website that's well-cited and current, by being effectively more relevant on a specific question. This is just another way of saying, long tails be long tailing. To wrap up this first episode, think of optimizing for AI citations like preparing a VIP guest packet for Google's AI. I think that's a weird thing to say. I said it, but I think it's a weird thing to say. That because it doesn't, like, I don't think of it that way. I mean, like, you gotta have versions of the same thing you've always had to have. Relevant, detailed content across the spectrum of possible needs of customers. And you got to treat the AI like it's going to be reading your stuff, because it is. You give the AI everything neatly organized, structured content, proof that you're trustworthy, credible, and accurate, and all the details it needs so it doesn't have to look elsewhere. Links to sources. If you do that, the AI is likely to say, this site has what I need. I'll mention them. In SEO terms, being cited in an AI overview is like having front row tickets to the new show in town. And if you don't live in New York, that doesn't make sense to you at all, because the theater is dead. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. This is the theater. YouTube is the theater. It might not always bring immediate clicks, but it brings exposure, branding, and a foot in the door for the next stage of the customer journey. The AI-driven search era is here, and agility is key. If you want to help make your content AI-friendly and citation-worthy, again, we're here to help. Cloud Elephants offers specialized AI SEO support to help you identify exactly how to get your pages into those AI overviews. As your on-demand fractional CTO team, we can also help implement the technical tweaks and content strategies we talked about in this episode. Don't wait. Click the link in the description to schedule your free discovery call with Cloud Elephants. Let's get your business front and center in the AI search revolution. Talk to you soon.